Hey PCH, I'm Dean Trail.
And I'm Matthew Gibbs. Dean, I'm liking your shirt.
We can thank Mr. Coach Kaiser for our spiffy new t-shirts.
Do students at Central have a good fashion sense? Or nah? Sydney Smotherson is one of these students with an interest in fashion.
When Sydney Smotherson discovered her passion for fashion at the age of 15, nothing stopped her from immediately pursuing her career. Now Sydney has her own fashion line featured in shows all throughout St. Louis.
I first started designing, it was for a project, and then I just had a sketchbook, and then I just kept going, and then it just blossomed.
Smotherson's first goal was to establish herself as a dedicated and mature designer despite her age.
My mom didn't even believe me. I was just like, Mom, I want to do the show, and she was like, okay, you're too young, like whatever. So then I was like, oh, I'm not letting this go, and she kind of realized that. So when I went and publicized that I was doing a fashion show, everybody was like, oh, you're only 15, they didn't think it was going to be good.
Smotherson also had to find models for her shows.
She was just looking for people who had the time to try on her clothes and that she could fit for them.
Carson Swallow enjoyed modeling the fashion-forward pieces.
I mean, it's a little bit more edgy than what I would normally wear, but definitely cute. I had on summer shorts, a little bit they were high-waisted with a white blouse type of thing, and then there was definitely some other stuff like that too.
Like anything, being a fashion designer requires perseverance from the beginning until the final step.
Your first process are just to get your inspiration, so colors, styles. So I just go through magazines, or I'm on Tumblr 24/7, just printing stuff off. And then I make an inspiration board and I just put it all together. From there, I draw sketches. From the sketch, I try to look up fabrics that I think will go with it. I order samples of the fabrics, just little small squares. I'll see if it works. And now, progress into this year, I hired a pattern lady. So she makes patterns, and then she'll do the small orders of it. If I need a quantity of 50, she can make that.
Smotherson courageously defies the age expectation in the fashion world and continues to look for ways to improve her line.
My upcoming goals are just to build my portfolio so that I can apply for college. I plan on going to FIT, the Fashion Institute of Technology in New York, and just make connections before I go up there. So once I'm up there, I'm set.
With PCHtv, I'm Catherine Melvin.
That's amazing that she did all of that at age 15.
When I was 15, I used to watch SpongeBob.
Dean, you still watch SpongeBob?
Spring break was earlier in March, and students left St. Louis to have some fun.
Then we'll go hoop a little bit, we can go out of town.
Out of town on the beach.
A robotics competition.
Some sleeping and playing video games or something.
To Dallas.
Or hang out with my cousins.
Relax and watch Netflix.
Robotics competition and catching up on grading.
Panama City with my friends. Eat, sleep, and do my lifeguarding job that I have.
I went shopping and I hung out with my friends and I enjoyed the weather.
I went out to eat every night and I saw a couple college friends that came back.
Gibby, did you go anywhere for spring break?
Yeah, I stayed at your house all week.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Well, your brother and some of his buddies competed in the Central Dodgeball Tournament. Against all odds, these freshmen became a Cinderella story.
The second annual Dodgeball Tournament came with lots of surprises, including a freshman team placing in second.
I didn't think we were going to do as good as we did, but probably thought we were going to get out in the first round.
What makes it even more surprising is how the team did last year when they were in the middle school draw.
We had a team of all 8th graders, and we lost to a 6th grade team in the first round.
It wasn't just pure luck that they beat all those teams. They do have some experience throwing.
Most of us play baseball, so we kind of throw pretty hard, and we're pretty athletic because we do other sports, and we are quick on our feet, so we can dodge pretty easily.
A key to beating some of the bigger senior teams was their strategy of getting the best guys out first.
We usually always just pick out one player, the best player, and try to get him out first, and then we would just go from there.
The team benefited from them changing the rules, making each match best of 3.
We ended up doing 2 out of 3 games for each round, and so that allowed teams to play a little longer, and it gave students a little more chance to have some more competition between the teams.
Changes like these made the games just as good as last year, despite having fewer teams.
We had less teams, but I still think the enthusiasm and how the kids really enjoyed it as much this year.
All of the money raised in the tournament goes to a good cause.
We use some of the money for the prizes, so we have some dodgeball t-shirts for the winners, and then they get a breakfast, but anything above that goes to prom for this year.
For PCHtv, I'm Alex Lansing.
Luke was so close to winning.
He'll try again next year. If he doesn't win, my mom's disowning him.
Your mom wouldn't disown the members of the racquetball team, that's for sure.
Central's racquetball team has finished their season on a high note.
Although racquetball is not a school-sponsored sport, many kids from Central still play on it. A few weeks ago, they competed at the state championship.
Starting the day at noon, Zach Lazenby kept winning every match of his, which led him to the state championship against Thomas Riganti from SLU's prestigious racquetball program. In the championship, Lazenby won his match with ease.
It feels good for the second time in a year. I think coming in as #1 in state, it adds that extra pressure, but I think I prevailed with it, did pretty well.
After Lazenby won state, he went to Portland, Oregon for the Racquetball National Championships. When he went on this journey, he missed a week of school, amongst other things.
Actually, like a week and a half of school, missing a week of baseball tryouts, that's tough, but it's worth it.
Lazenby isn't the only one who went to Oregon. Other teammates, including Ryan Hart, went also.
And it was really awesome, actually. They had really cool courts there, and everyone from St. Louis, it seemed like we were one big family there.
Seniors on the racquetball team may have played their last competitive match through a school team, but that's not stopping them from playing for fun in the future.
I'll be going to Rolla, and they have some courts there that are really nice. They have an Arby's tournament sponsored by Arby's, and I'll probably play in that because it's political. And just keep playing on the courts. It keeps you fit. It's really fun too. And if I ever get stressed, I can just go hit a ball because it's a great stress reliever.
From PCHtv, I'm Matthew Gibbs.
They must have had a lot of fun there.
Hopefully not too much fun.
Safe and Drug Free showed what could happen when you have too much fun and operate a vehicle.
With the realistic scenario, Safe and Drug Free demonstrated the consequences of drinking and driving.
Safe and Drug Free organized a drunk driving simulation in the parking lot to educate students on what can happen when you make poor decisions.
Well, for the board of directors, we were given a task to come up with a project that could influence the entire school. So Jennifer brought up a topic or an event that she saw at Cape Girardeau. So it was every 15 minutes, and she thought it was really cool, and our school doesn't have it. So she gave us the idea, and we all really liked it, so we started jumping through the hoops to get this to happen, and there was about 3 months of planning that we did for this event. So.
Several hundred students showed up to the simulation. In the actor's opinion, the amount of students made the event a success.
I actually didn't even know there were that many people there at the time until I got in the ambulance and I sat up and looked because my eyes were closed. But when I saw the crowd, I was really surprised and it was exciting.
Huang was also pleasantly surprised about the amount of students that spent their ACT lab in the parking lot.
Yeah, well, initially we had a lot of worries that we wouldn't actually get like any kids at all. We were like, I guess we should expect like 10 kids to come out, and then when like 300, 400, 500 kids, I don't even know, came out, we were like, wow. So it was a success, I guess.
Michael Rumbold had no trouble with anxiety about the audience, mostly because he was pretending to be dead.
Weird, because there's a lot of stuff going on around me, but I couldn't really do anything about it because I had to stay still and keep my eyes closed. So it was kind of like actually being dead. You couldn't do anything, you couldn't talk, you couldn't look around, you just had to kind of sit there while there was a ton of action around you.
One of the most difficult parts of acting in the simulation was having his mom also act in the event.
Definitely, because whenever my mom cries, I start to tear up a little bit, so when she was crying it really got to me. It was hard to stay still and hard to keep quiet.
Safe and Drug Free's goal is to help students make educated decisions on using drugs or drinking alcohol.
I know most people think Safe and Drug Free, blah, blah, blah. It's just shenanigans and it doesn't really matter, but I think safe and drug-free, the real point of it is to really make a difference. To catch those few kids who are on the line of whether or not to do drugs or not, or alcohol or not. So.
Drinking and driving comes with many consequences, and Rumbold advises to not take the risk.
Don't do it. It's stupid. It's not worth it. Your decision to drink and drive can affect a lot of people in a lot of negative ways.
From PCHtv, I'm Dean Tripp.
Dean, promise me you'll never drink and drive.
Okay, buddy. I think you promise.
One last thing. From all of PCHtv, we would like to congratulate staff member Harley Whitehouse on becoming the Rubio Long Snapping Camp Champion.
That's all the showable content we have for today.
From PCHtv, I'm Matthew Gibbs.
And I'm Dean Trail. Don't just have a great day. Have a Parkway Central day.